If you want to know how to make your photos even more interesting by animating them, this is a tutorial for you. So let's start. Hey guys, it's Nemanja Sekulic and welcome to another really fun episode. Today I will show you how to bring your photos into life by animating them and create even more interesting piece of art. So without further ado, let's jump into Photoshop and let's have fun. Alright guys, this is our first photo for today and I will show the basic principle on this one here. And we will animate just this part of the hair. So for animation we will need to use our timeline here. Go to the window and choose a timeline. That's great, you will have your timeline and you need to click create video timeline, right? And you will have something like this. If your layer it's not a background layer, don't worry, just go here to layers, layer, whoops, and then new and just go background from layer and you will have your layer as a background and lock down. And that's great because you will not see it here in the timeline and you want to have really nice timeline later. You will see why. All right, and first thing what we need to do to start with our animation is to select parts of the image that we want to animate. So for selecting that part of the image, in this case it's hair, you can use any kind of method. You can use the lasso tool, quick selection tool, quick mask, anything that you want. Here I will use a quick selection tool and just quickly select just this portion of a hair that I want to animate, like so. Then I will go to select and mask and I will refine this, right? Just paint to get rid of these white spots of the background because animation will be much better. So let me see here, and I don't want this part of the face or ear, but we will cover that anyway later. And this is really quick and easy procedure here. Let me see, that's great. Maybe I don't want this either. And when I'm satisfied with the result, just press OK and we have our first selection. So we need to duplicate this selection to extract it out of the background twice by pressing Ctrl or Command J twice. So first one and the second one. And you can see we have two layers in the timeline here. And here you have this, I don't know, timeline marker or how to say. And you have the seconds here and the frames. So I want my animation to last only 2 seconds and to loop. So for that, I will go here and bring this layer to 2 seconds and then use this one and bring it to 2 seconds. Let's expand the first one, is the same. They have same options. So we have position, opacity and the style. And we need to animate this hair just by transforming the hair from shorter to longer. So we don't have transform option here. We have position, but that means that we can only animate position of the hair, so we can move it from one side to another. We don't want that, we want to transform it. So how to get transform option here? Really easy, just go to the layers, right click and convert to smart object. Both of them we need to convert to smart object, and now if we expand it, we have transform instead of position. That's really great. Now we can transform it and animate transformation and the position in the same time. So first thing that we need to do, it's to hide the top layer. The top layer is the end layer and the bottom is the start. So I will name it start, okay, and this is end. And this is something that I came up to just by experimenting. There are a lot of different ways how you can animate something in Photoshop, and I will show you my version. I really like how this method works on a lot of images. You can use exactly the same method on basically any kind of image that you have that you want to animate, and it will work pretty good. So first what I like to do is to go all the way to the beginning of the timeline right here and click on this stopwatch icon. That means that this option, in this case transform option, will start to animate and we will have the first keyframe. Then go all the way to the end of that timeline and create another keyframe by pressing this middle icon here. You will have arrows left and right to jump between those keyframes, in this case between the first and the last one, right? Go to the first keyframe and press Ctrl or Command T to enter this free transform tool and just make this smaller, just a little bit, something like so. You will need to experiment and you will find the right portion of transformation for your animation. Transformation, portion, animation, all right. And then press OK. And if we go from the start to the end, you will see the hair will start to animate. And the ear here and everything, but we will fix that later. And what we need to do now, if I press play by pressing spacebar, I will have something strange. It will go all to the end and then quickly jump to the beginning. So to avoid that, I have another layer. That's why I duplicate the hair twice. I have another layer, and as you can see, the first one go from the small position all the way to the neutral, the original position, right? And then we need to transform this one, second one, and one from a neutral to a bigger position. So to do that, just create first keyframe here, then go to the end and create a second keyframe here. And now press Ctrl Command T at the end here. By reveal, first you need to reveal this layer. Press Ctrl Command T and make this a little bit longer. So now we have really nice transition. So it goes from the small one to the big one to the neutral. If this is height, all right, this is neutral, then it jumps right here. And if we reveal this, it's the same neutral position and it starts growing to the end. And it's going to loop. But now if I press play, it's same effect. We need to do something else. So what to do more here is to add some transitions. So this icon here, it's for transitions. So I want to use fade. Just fade the start here and then to fade in the effect, and we need to fade out the end here. That's only two things that we need to do, start and end. And now if I press play, you will see it's really, really nice and smooth animation. And that's it. That's the whole thing that you need to do. Of course, you can play with these transitions to make it shorter or longer. It can be long. It cannot be longer than the half of the frame of this animation layer. This is the maximum, the half of it. If this is 2 seconds long, this transition can last only 1 second. So you can make it shorter maybe, and then preview the result. It's a little bit different result, of course. You can tweak it to find something maybe that you want, or you can move those layers. You can move this, and then you can see what's now going on. It's another nice version of this animation and so on. So I like to put both of them in the same position and then just select both of them on the right side here and press Ctrl or Command G to group it. Now I have really nice clean timeline here. And that's it. That's basically it. So how to fix this ear? Well, really easy. I will go to the background layer, use a quick selection tool, and just select this portion of a face like so. Press Ctrl Command J once and put it all the way to the top. Now I need to drag this all the way to the start of this timeline because I have this timeline marker, I don't know how to say, have it here. That's why my new layer started here. So if I had it here, it will start here. So never mind, you just need to drag it all the way to the top and make it shorter, like 2 seconds, as the previous two layers are. And now you can see we have only some portion moving and this top layer, it's covering that. So I will name this mask, right? And put a mask on that and use a black brush, and I will just cover parts that I don't want to be covered. Actually, I want these parts to be movable. So now you can see that's great. And maybe this part, why not? I just want ear to be steady. That's great. And now if I press play, you will see really smooth and nice animation. And that's how you can bring your photos into life. That's really simple and easy method. So how to export this? You can export it as animated GIF, or you can export it as a movie. So if you want to export it as a movie, just go here, click on this icon, or just go here and say where it is. It's render video, right? It's the same thing. And you need to choose the name, right? Maybe here. Then you need to choose location, and format, I like this H264, high quality, choose the resolution, and so on and so on, and press render, and it will render a short movie out of that. That will last for 2 seconds. If you want to make that movie last even longer, just go here, mask, select everything, group it, again, Control Command G, and just duplicate that group as much as you want. 2 seconds, now it will be 2, 4, 6, 8, for example, and you just need to move this like so, then like so, right? And it will last, the movie will last for 8 seconds now. That's great. If you want to create animated GIF out of this, you don't need all of that. You just need to press Shift Control Alt S or Shift Command Option S on a Mac, and it will go and open this Save for Web dialog, and you need to choose here GIF, and you can use looping options once or forever, or you can go to the File, Export, Save for Web, and just choose that option. I will show you really quickly because maybe some of you are not familiar with that. File, Export, and Save for Web, alright? And you need to wait a few moments for Photoshop to load all those frames here to this dialog box, and then you need to choose from once to forever. It will loop forever, and just press save. You need to choose the highest preset for a GIF, right? And just press save, and you will have animated GIF. So maybe if you want to put it on Instagram or Facebook, you want to make a smaller version of that photo, first resize it and then export it as a GIF or as a short movie. Alright guys, now I will show you really quickly exactly the same procedure how to animate a little bit more complex scene, because this was really straightforward, just one selection, and we animated that one selection, in this case that portion of the hair, and that's it. But let's jump into a little bit more complex scene. Alright guys, now I will show you how to animate this a little bit more complex hair, and it's completely the same procedure as the previous one, just we need to repeat that method few times. Right, because my first selection will be maybe this part of the hair, then this part of the hair, then maybe this part, and so on and so on. We need to create a lot of different selections to animate them separately. So to do that, we first need to make a selection out of the hair. You can use lasso tool, quick selection tool, pen tool, quick mask, anything that you want to create a selection. For this example here, I will use quick mask as a method of selection. So I will go here, press this option, and I will enter the quick mask mode, and I will paint with the black brush, and I will have this blue color. And I have a little bit different settings than default. You will have some reddish color, and to change the settings, if you want, just go here and double click on this, and you will have this quick mask options dialog box. And I set it from masked area to selected areas, and I change the color and put opacity to 95%. You can use any color that you want, all right? And I change the color all the time, depends of the background that I mask, and so on and so on. Right, so let's use a little bit softer brush, around 70%, 17%, and enter the quick mask by pressing Q on the keyboard, or just click here, use the black brush, and just start to create a selection here, like so. This is nice, and this will be my first selection right here. Maybe I can use this too, but let's leave it. Let's not complicate it now, right? This is first one. When I'm finished with the quick masking, just press Q again on the keyboard, or just go here and click again, and you will have the selection. Twice Control Command J to duplicate it twice. Then right click, convert to smart object, both of that, like so. Then I will make it 2 seconds long, right, like so. And again, go to the, hide the top one, go to the bottom one, transform. Then at the end, create new keyframe, and just go back to the beginning by pressing this left arrow. Press Control Command T and make it smaller. First one, we need to make it smaller, like so. We can make it smaller like this. It's pretty much okay. Then press enter, then go reveal it, create a first keyframe, then go to the end, create second keyframe, press Ctrl Command T and make it a little bit bigger like so. And then just use those fade transitions to put one at the beginning of the first layer, then one at the end of a second layer. And that's really, really nice. I will press play and you will see it's really nice animation. So we need to repeat this few more times. And I like to group this, press Ctrl Command G just to have a little bit more cleaner timeline. And then go to the background, go all the way to the beginning and create a new selection. Press Q on a keyboard, black color, and I will create new selection, and that will be this portion right here, like so, right? And you can spend a little bit more time making a little bit nicer selection than I'm doing right now. But just for sake of this tutorial, this is our second selection. Q again to exit quick selection, exit quick mask, and just press twice, Control or Command J. Right click, convert to smart object, right, make it shorter, and then again go here, first, second keyframe, go back to the beginning, press Ctrl Command T. I know I'm a little bit faster, but this is your homework, and try to make it as much nicer as you can, and spend a little bit more time so you can transform as you like. So I press OK, and you can see this is my first, and then here I will go to the second one and make it a little bit longer. So I need to make it a little bit longer, something like so. It will be good, and press OK. Put two fades like so, and now let's group it, Control Command G, and play it. And now it will first render it, right, and then it will start to play really nicely. See how it's beautiful? I like this part here really much. See how the hair is flowing really nicely, right? Now let's stop it and let's create another one. Q for a quick mask. Then let's zoom it a little bit, and I need to select this, and let's make now a little bit bigger selection because of the time here. I just don't want to spend so much time on this, right? And maybe this portion here too, like so. And let me see, yeah, maybe this portion too, why not? And this part like so. And now I will go exit quick mask, Control Command J twice, right click, convert to smart object, and just put it all the way to the beginning, right? And make it shorter like so. And then hide the top one, go to here to the bottom one, all the way to the start, first keyframe, at the end second keyframe, go to the first one, press Ctrl Command T, and just make it a little bit smaller like so. Press OK, then reveal the top one, go to the first, to the beginning, create first keyframe, then second keyframe, Ctrl Command T, and make it a little bit bigger. And now just add those fade in and fade out effect transitions, and press space, wait to render it, and now you will see really, really nice animation. And I will just do this portion just as a whole selection just to show you, and that's it. We missed till this part and a lot of parts from the other side and so on. But now let me see, we need to mask this part here, right? Like so. And this is really quick job here. Here, you know that you need to spend a lot more tweaking this. But a really nice tip for this, if you don't know what parts do you need to mask, the parts that are not animated, just while you're masking, you can go left and right on the timeline and see which parts are not moving. That parts you need to mask, and that's okay. Exit, twice. I just want to group this, right? And then right click, convert to smart object, right click, convert to smart object, right, go to the beginning. Of course, you can make an action for this to make your process a lot more faster. So this is just a raw procedure just to show you the method, how you can do it. So then you can play and do anything that you want with it. So I will make it a little bit smaller, then go right here, reveal the top one. Okay, create first keyframe, second keyframe, and Control-Command-T and make it a little bit bigger, like so. And then just add those fades, transition here and here, and that's it. Now let's press play, wait to render it just first time, and then you will have really nice effect. Let me group this, and you have really nice clean timeline. Let's zoom this a little bit, and you can see, guys, your photo, it's now it's rendering again. Your photo, it's now much more interesting. You just have a really nice piece of art. Alright guys, now it's up to you to choose any image that you want to bring into life and create really interesting animation out of that. So let me show you just another animation that I created just before recording of this tutorial. It's this one right here, and you can see this is just from a still photo, and it's really nice animation, and it contains 10 different groups. That means that I choose 10 different portions, 10 different selections, and animate them separately. And let me show you another way just to know that you don't need just to make some animation like some parts of the hair bigger or smaller. You can do a rotation too. So let's use a quick selection tool and just quickly select this portion of flower here, of flower, right? So like this. It's not so precise, but just to show you what you can do. And just copy twice, again the same. Convert to smart objects, alright? And let's make it smaller, just 2 seconds. Oops. Like so. And that's nice. And just go and animate. So I will use the first keyframe, second keyframe, and then go back to first, press Ctrl-Command-T, and I will rotate to the left half an of actually the 45 degrees, right? And press OK. Then go to the top one, create again the same procedure, 2 keyframes, and the second one I will rotate 45 degrees to the right. And now just add those transitions here and press play, wait to render it, and you will have really nice rotation out of this flower. So you can do that too. You don't need to make just a transformation like making bigger or smaller things. You can do a rotation too. You can move some things, and so on and so on. Alright guys, that's it for today. I really hope that you like this tutorial and that you learned something new out of it. Now it's up to you to practice, to have fun with this method, and to create your own masterpiece, to create your own animation. And if you create something really nice and interesting, you can put it on Instagram, tag me so that I can check your work. I would love to see your animation. If you like to support this project and to help me to make even more tutorials for you guys, you can check my Patreon page. The link is down in the description, so you can become my patron and we will have a lot of fun there too. Alright, if you have any questions regarding to this episode, please leave them in the comments below. I will be glad to answer them. Have fun, experiment, and see you next week in the next fun episode. Bye bye.